Have you ever felt an emptiness you cannot explain? That nagging sense that something is missing in your life, even though you are living independently and on your own terms? Thousands of women feel this every day, but no one talks about the truth behind it. What Carl Jung, the genius of psychology, revealed about women living alone will change the way you see your freedom. Stay with me, because today you will uncover a psychological secret that can transform your connection with yourself. An insight so powerful it can redefine what it means to live alone without depending on anyone. Before we dive into the next part, I want to invite you to join this journey of self-discovery. If you feel these truths could transform your life, hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. Every subscription helps us bring you more content that touches your soul and reveals secrets no one else is talking about. Are you ready to join us? Picture a woman named Sophia, 34 years old, who has achieved everything society calls success. She has landed her dream job as a graphic designer and lives in a cozy Chicago apartment filled with plants and artwork that reflect her vibrant personality. To everyone else, Sophia is the picture of independence. Her friends call her an inspiration. Her family beams with pride, and her social media posts paint a perfect life. But when the apartment door closes and silence sets in, something shifts. Sophia feels an emptiness she cannot put into words. She sits on her couch, stares at the ceiling, and a question gnaws at her. Why, when I have everything, do I feel like something is missing? Maybe you have felt this too. Maybe you have looked at your life and wondered, am I really living for myself, or just checking off what others expect of me? This restlessness, this emptiness, is more common than you think. Sophia started to realize she was not alone in feeling this way. Many women living on their own carry this weight, but it is rarely talked about openly. It is like a secret we hold in silence. Sophia decided she was done ignoring that inner voice. She started researching, reading, searching for answers. That is when she stumbled across Carl Jung, the Swiss psychologist who revolutionized how we understand the human mind. Jung did not just study behavior. He dove into the mysteries of the soul, the deepest desires we do not always recognize. He believed that living alone without a partner is a unique journey full of challenges, but also incredible possibilities. For Sophia, discovering Jung's ideas was like turning on a light in a dark room. She began to see that her emptiness was not a flaw, but a signal, a call to look within herself. Have you ever stopped to consider what your soul might be trying to tell you? Sophia started asking these questions, and what she found changed everything. It was not about finding someone to fill the void. It was about finding herself. That journey, sparked by a feeling of discomfort, led Sophia down a path of self-discovery she never imagined. Today, we will explore what Jung said about women living alone and how his insights can help you turn that restlessness into a powerful force. Because, just like Sophia, you might find that the answer to that emptiness is closer than you think. It is within you. Living alone is a choice many women, like Sophia, embrace with pride. It means having control over your own space, your own decisions, your own life. Society celebrates this. We are told that being independent is the path to happiness, that having your own apartment, your career, your freedom is the dream come true. But if it is so perfect, why do so many women feel the emptiness Sophia felt? Why, even with all these achievements, are there moments when the silence of the house seems to scream louder than any applause from the world? Carl Jung, the psychologist who changed how we understand the mind, had an explanation for this. He said that solitude is not just about living without a partner. It is about facing yourself, without distractions, without anyone to fill in the blanks. And this confrontation, according to Jung, can be one of the most transformative, yet challenging experiences a woman can have. When Sophia began exploring Jung's ideas, she realized that emptiness was not a sign of failure, but an opportunity. Jung called it the call of the soul, an inner voice that emerges when something within us is out of alignment. For him, living alone puts you face to face with what he called the unconscious. That place inside you where your fears, dreams, and deepest truths are stored. And here is what Sophia discovered. The emptiness she felt did not come from being alone, but from ignoring parts of herself she never had the courage to face. Have you ever felt this? That sense that something inside you is begging to be heard, but you push it down because it is easier to stick to the routine. Jung said that for a woman living alone, this moment of silence is where the magic happens. It is where you have the chance to connect with what he called the anima, the feminine essence of the psyche, a powerful energy that blends strength, intuition, and vulnerability. But be careful. Jung also warned that without balance, this same silence can lead you to a dark place, what he called the shadow. The shadow is the part of us we hide, the fears, insecurities, and doubts we do not want to admit even to ourselves. For Sophia, facing this shadow meant looking at things she had avoided for years, like the fear of never being enough or the guilt for not following the path her family expected. And you? Have you ever stopped to think about which parts of yourself you are avoiding? Because here is the truth Jung revealed. The more you run from your shadow, the louder it screams. But when you face it, something incredible happens. Sophia began to notice that by listening to this inner voice, she was discovering a strength she never knew she had. She started painting again, a passion she abandoned in her teenage years because she thought she was not good enough. And little by little, that emptiness began to give way to a new feeling, something like purpose, authenticity. But what exactly did Sophia do to turn this emptiness into strength? And how can you do the same? Stay with me, because what comes next is a secret Jung kept for those ready to listen. A secret that can change not only how you live your solitude, but how you live your entire life. Carl Jung, one of the greatest psychologists in history, was not just a scholar of the mind. He was an explorer of what makes us human. His ideas, grounded in decades of research and observation, revealed truths that still resonate today, especially for women like Sophia who choose to live alone. Jung believed that solitude is not just a circumstance. It is a unique opportunity to dive into what he called the collective unconscious, a reservoir of memories, symbols, and energies we all share. For him, a woman living alone is in a privileged position to access this inner universe, but she also faces a challenge few understand. According to Jung, living without a partner is not about isolation. It is about individuation, the process of becoming who you truly are, without the masks we wear to please the world. Sophia, for example, began to realize that her restlessness, that emptiness that bothered her at night, was not a sign of weakness, but an invitation to this process of individuation. Jung explained that the feminine psyche carries a unique energy, something he called the anima, the essence that connects intuition, emotion, and creativity. But here is the secret few know. Accessing this anima requires courage because it lives side by side with the shadow, the part of us we keep in the dark, like fears, regrets, or desires we deny. Jung said that for a woman living alone, the greatest risk is not loneliness itself, but ignoring this shadow. When Sophia began exploring this, she discovered something Jung emphasized. Solitude is a gateway to self-discovery, but only if you are willing to look within without fear. He used myths and archetypes to explain these ideas. For example, he compared a woman living alone to mythological figures like Athena, the goddess of wisdom who combined strength and introspection, or Persephone, who faced the underworld to find her own light. For Sophia, this meant confronting painful memories, like the moment she gave up her dream of being an artist because she thought she was not good enough. Jung said these memories are not just the past, they are clues to understanding what holds us back today. And here is the insider knowledge few talk about. Jung believed women living alone have a unique advantage in this process, because without the distractions of a relationship, they can hear the voice of the anima more clearly. But this takes practice. Jung suggested exercises like keeping a journal to map dreams and feelings, because he believed the unconscious speaks through symbols. Sophia started doing this, writing down her dreams and noticing patterns she had never seen before. She discovered, for instance, that she often dreamed of an old house with locked rooms, and Jung would say this represented parts of herself she still needed to explore. This process was not easy. It required Sophia to face uncomfortable truths, like the fear of failure or the pressure to be perfect. But by doing so, she began to feel something new, a deep connection with herself, as if she were meeting herself for the first time. And you? Have you ever thought about what your dreams or fears might be trying to tell you? Jung said these messages are the key to unlocking a more authentic life, especially for women living alone. But there is more Sophia learned, a specific step Jung recommended that changed everything for her. And this step is something you can apply too, something we will reveal soon. Imagine for a moment that there is a psychological key, something Carl Jung discovered that can completely transform how you live your solitude. It is not about finding someone to fill the emptiness, nor about changing your routine or buying something new to distract yourself. It is about accessing a part of you that is hidden, waiting to be awakened. Sophia, our graphic designer from Chicago, found this key, and what she discovered changed everything. Suddenly, the silences that once bothered her became moments of clarity. She stopped feeling the weight that made her question her life, and started feeling a confidence that came from within, something she had never experienced before. But what exactly is this key? Jung spoke of a specific process, a practice, he said, was essential for women living alone because they have the unique opportunity to hear the unconscious without distractions. Think about it. What if you could transform that feeling of emptiness into a sense of fullness without needing anyone to feel complete? Sophia began applying this practice, and the results were astonishing. She started noticing that small things, like how she made decisions or handled stress, were changing. It was as if she had discovered an internal map, a guide that helped her navigate life with more certainty. But here is the part you need to know. Jung said, this key is not something you find all at once. It is something you build, step by step, and it requires you to face a part of yourself you may have avoided for years. For Sophia, this meant looking at memories she would rather forget, like the moment she gave up her artistic dreams out of fear of judgment. And you, what might be holding you back? What is the part of you that needs to be heard? Jung said this practice can unlock not only your confidence, but also your creativity, your intuition, your true essence. But he also warned, without this key, solitude can become a burden instead of a strength. So, what is this practice that changed Sophia's life? And how can you start applying it today? Stay with me, because what comes next will show you exactly what you need to do to transform your life alone into something powerful, something Carl Jung knew only the bravest women can achieve. When Sophia began applying Carl Jung's ideas, something extraordinary happened. That restlessness that haunted her, that emptiness that seemed inexplicable, began to transform. Jung said that by facing the unconscious and listening to the voice of the Anima, the feminine essence of the psyche, a woman can unlock a confidence that does not depend on external validation. For Sophia, this meant rediscovering her passion for painting, something she had abandoned years ago out of fear of not being good enough. She started creating again, not to impress anyone, but to express who she truly is. And the result was incredible. Sophia not only felt lighter, but also more powerful, as if she had found a purpose that had been hidden inside her all along. Jung explained that this is the greatest benefit of solitude, the chance to connect with your true essence, free from the world's expectations. For Sophia, this brought a clarity that changed everything. She began making decisions with more confidence, saying no without guilt, feeling complete even on the quietest days. And the most surprising part? The people around her noticed. Her friends started commenting on how she seemed more authentic, more present. Her co-worker, Emma, even asked what the secret was behind this change. But the secret was not something external. It was the connection Sophia built with herself. Jung said that when a woman lives alone and embraces this process, she discovers an inner strength that makes her unshakable. Imagine what your life would be like if you could feel this. A confidence that does not depend on likes, compliments, or someone by your side. A confidence that comes from knowing who you truly are. Sophia discovered this, and what she learned can be yours too. Have you ever imagined what it would be like to live this way, feeling that your own company is more than enough? This is the power Jung said solitude can bring, but only for those willing to listen to themselves. Sophia is only at the beginning of her journey, and what she discovered with Carl Jung is just the tip of the iceberg. Jung said that true transformation happens when you face what he called the shadow, the part of you that holds the fears, doubts, and truths you avoid even thinking about. For Sophia, this meant looking at the guilt she carried for not following the path her family wanted, or the fear of never being enough. But what she found by facing this shadow was not weakness. It was a strength she did not even know existed. And here is the mystery Jung left for us. What happens when you not only face your shadow, but embrace it? What happens when you discover that this part of you, which you thought was a flaw, is actually the key to your wholeness? Sophia is starting to understand this, but her journey is far from over. And yours. Jung said, there is an even deeper secret, something he called the self, the core of your essence, which can only be reached by those with the courage to go further. In the next video, we will reveal what Sophia discovered when she dove even deeper into this process and how it can change everything for you. Because if you have ever felt that emptiness, that restlessness, then there is something inside you waiting to be discovered. Do not miss the next video, because what comes next will show you a path few women have the courage to follow. Before you go, I want to invite you to be part of this journey of transformation. If Jung's ideas and Sophia's story touched you, if you have ever felt this emptiness or want to discover how to turn your solitude into strength, click the subscribe button now. Each subscription helps us bring more content that connects you with your true essence. Leave a like if you believe your story deserves to be heard too. And in the comments, tell me, what is the emptiness you feel when you are alone? What do you think your soul is trying to tell you? Share this video with someone you love. Someone who needs to hear this message, because together we can inspire each other to live with more courage, more authenticity. Will you join us in building this path? Subscribe, comment, like, and share now.